Good afternoon, ladies. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Not only is it St. Patrick's Day, it's Women's History Month. So, a happy Women's History Month to all the ladies in the audience. Today, we're going to take a moment and celebrate and look at the 5 things that women need to invest in 2025. I actually have my notes here. If you see me looking down, that's the reason why. So, I want to make sure I stay true to the information and get all of this good information to you. So let's talk about the things that women need to invest in this year. Some of them you may have heard before, some of them perhaps not, but for sure, they're all things that we need to make a priority. So let's get started. All right, let's look at the first thing we need to invest in is mental health. Now, I know we've heard this before, but this is super important. Women today are juggling so many different roles. We're mothers, we're wives, we're bosses, we're daughters, we're so many different roles and so many things to so many different people. And we're trying to lead businesses and raise families. And in normal circumstances, this can be stressful enough. Now, add to that normal stress, sometimes the things that go left in life, whether it be an illness, a death in the family, a layoff at a job, that adds even more stress onto a woman. That's why more than ever, we need to take the time and invest in our mental health. And quite oftentimes we ignore our mental health almost like it's a badge of honor. Like if we are able just to be tough and, get through it without assistance, like there's some reward for that. And I don't know who told us that or where we came up with that figment in our imagination, but it simply is not true. It is in your best interest to make your mental health a priority. Now, how does that look like on a day-to-day basis, on a monthly basis, or even for this year? For sure, I encourage people to invest in therapy. Full transparency, I'm going to be very honest in this live episode. I personally did not invest in therapy until the death of my son. And at that point, it was almost required, like I was running to therapy. But quite honestly, I really needed therapy before that. And the problem is that, like many women, I misunderstood the need for therapy, that was a signal that something was wrong in my life, meaning we're running to therapy as a reactive. Something bad has happened. Let's go to therapy to fix it. Whereas really therapy can be therapeutic and it can be very beneficial as a proactive measure. So women should be seeking out counseling to get assistance when things aren't really on fire. Don't wait until things are totally out of control or your life is totally disrupted to seek out professional assistance, because it really is that valuable. I even had one of my friends who's a therapist tell me that she has a therapist. So when a therapist tells you they even have therapists, that's when it's a good sign that maybe you should too. But let's also talk about some simple starts. Within this live, I'm going to give you some very simple things that you can do starting today and this week, some call to action items that you can get started on right now in order to bring about the change that you need in your life in this particular investment. Number 1, deep breathing and meditation. No, it sounds super simple, but just taking a moment, stepping away from work, stepping away from the computer, stepping away from the family, and just taking a moment to just breathe, meditate, to think, to just gather your thoughts can do a world of good. And we're not talking about a long period of time. It could be something as simple as a couple of minutes that can be a game changer for you. Another simple start is simply turning off the noise. We get bombarded with so much information. A lot of it is often negative, whether it be from social media, news outlets, you name it. So much noise is crowding our mind in our space. We need to turn off that noise in order to gain the peace that we need in our minds and in our lives. And then lastly, this is a big simple start, just simply saying no to things that are draining us. How many times have you said yes, knowing you really wanted to say no, and now you're resentful? But really, who do you have to be resentful at but yourself, because you were the one who engaged in that and you were the one that said yes to that particular thing. So just simply saying no to things that we know are going to drain us can be a game changer. Those are our simple starts for getting mental health investments in 2025. Now, let's go to the next one, our physical health. Ladies, we need to go to the doctor, not just, once again, reactive when things are bad. We need to go to the doctor annually and for checkups. Pro tip, a great way to make sure this happens is to center your annual checkups around milestones in your life. So whether it be a birthday, whether it be, the new year starting, or, maybe the start of summer, whatever resonates with you and will keep you honest to making sure this happens, this is something that you should set as a priority. Also, you want to make sure that you're scheduling these exams and these dates way out in advance, because quite oftentimes there are backlogs as far as appointments. So you want to make sure you're getting on your doctor's calendar. Now, true story about me. This is almost embarrassing to say, but hopefully it'll be a game changer and eye-opening for someone else. I can remember a time when I first started off in my career, early career, single parent with 2 small children. My children had every doctor in the book. They had a pediatrician, a dermatologist, an allergist, a dentist, you name it, they had it. And it was paid for clearly under my insurance. I can remember, though, a time when I actually got sick. I didn't even have a primary care doctor, not because I didn't have insurance. I had insurance, but I had not taken the steps to actually get a primary care doctor because I just didn't make myself a priority. And I actually got sick, had to go to the emergency room for something that really should have been handled in the doctor's office. It was something akin to like the flu or bronchitis or something like that. Definitely not an emergency room warranted visit. I go to the emergency room and the lady is actually feeling sorry for me, thinking I don't have insurance, thinking that I'm coming to the emergency room because I don't have a qualifying doctor or I don't have insurance to actually go see a doctor. And that was super embarrassing for me. And that was like an eye-opening thing for me, that I'm not making myself a priority and I need to do better. And honestly, from that time, that was one thing that was a game changer for me. And I made sure that I actually started getting my annual checkups and things like that to prevent those types of scenarios. Now, let's talk about the simple starts, the things we can do in regard to our physical health. These are things we could do right now, today, and this week. Number 1, drink more water. Super important, drinking more water. I start my day off now with water and I drink it throughout the day. I have a friend who is into nutrition and fitness and she encourages me to drink more water. She's telling me I need to drink, I think, 150 ounces or something crazy. Not quite doing that, but I am on my way and on a path to drinking more water for health and fitness. Also, take the stairs when you can. That next time you're in an office building or you're at a doctor's appointment and it's, 2 flights of stairs, not talking like downtown Chicago skyscraper stairs. Just if you have an option of taking an elevator or 2 flights of stairs, take the stairs. That can be an added health benefit to you. Also, go for a walk. So many of us work remote and we're stuck behind a computer. And there are actually studies that show the damage that can do to your health of just being stuck behind a computer, not getting up, not being mobile, and having exercise throughout the day. So I encourage you, if it's nothing but getting up and walking around the block, going outside and getting some air, that can be a game changer for you. All right, let's move on to our third item, the third thing women need to invest in 2025. That is going to be professional development. Yes, ladies, it is time to get out there, connect, and network. This would include attending conferences, seminars, webinars, anything you can do to expand your network and your development. This also includes investing financially in advancing your career, whether it be a career coach, a business coach, programs that can assist you and aid you in advancing those areas of your life for professional development. So what are our simple starts for this particular category? Number one, you can make a promise to yourself to attend at least one webinar a week. Webinars are simple. They're online, they're right on the computer. People have them at, the lunch hour, they have them in the evening. Find webinars that advance your career and your area of professional development and attend those. Something else very simple, updating your LinkedIn profile. This is really a 15 to 20 minute commitment, making sure, number one, the information is accurate, making sure, number two, that it's presented in the best manner. And if you need help on the LinkedIn profile, feel free to DM me or send me an email. Happy to assist you with that as well. Another commitment you can make is agreeing to reach out to at least 3 professionals on LinkedIn once a week. Come on, guys, it's 5 days in a week. We can take time and reach out to 3 professionals in our target area of expertise or in our industry just to network and connect. And then also something else you can do during the week, listening to podcasts. Podcasts are incredibly informative and they can bring you a wealth of knowledge that can assist in professional development. And the great thing about podcasts and listening to those, you can do those on the train going to and from work. You can listen to them while you're driving to and from work. Now, I'm all for music and definitely music sets the tone, but just maybe one day switch up the music and put on a podcast so that you can learn and enhance your professional development. All right, let's go to number 4. Number 4, this would be setting SMART goals and getting the systems, investing in the systems that you need to achieve those results. Now, as a reminder, we previously had a LinkedIn Live and webinar where we talked about what is a SMART goal. But a SMART goal is a goal that is time-bound, that's specific, that has an actual date or time frame in which you're going to achieve it, and it has a plan in which to reach that goal. I'll give you an example. Let's do one from our personal lives, and let's do one from our professional lives. Personal life. I want to improve my health this year. That's a goal. But let's turn that into a SMART goal. A SMART goal would be, I want to lose 25 pounds by this fall. I want to improve my diet by removing pop and sugar and drinking at least 100 ounces of water a day. All right, do you see the difference? Both of them are goals, but the second one is a SMART goal because it's strategic, time-bound, and we actually can look to how we're going to accomplish that. Let's do one from the professional world. Let's say I want to grow my business this year. Regular goal. SMART goal, I want to increase revenue by getting at least 10 premium clients by quarter 3. I want to speak at 4 events this year, and I want to broaden my audience by reaching out to and attending and sitting on at least 5 podcasts this year. Do you see the difference? It's very important to, first of all, set those goals. Now, once we have our SMART goals, the investment comes in getting the systems we need to achieve those goals. So that might be, for example, back to our weight loss example for our personal life. That would look like investing in a gym membership, maybe investing in a trainer, whatever we would need to achieve our goal. So the goal here is going to be, first of all, to establish these SMART goals and then actually getting the systems in place so that we can actually be successful in that area. Now, what are our simple starts in this particular area? Number 1, you can start by defining your SMART goals for the week. The beginning of the week is a great time to set your goals for the week that's coming ahead of you. Also, it's a great time to release those things perhaps you didn't get to last week, but now you have a new, renewed, fresh opportunity to do so this week. Also, you can set a daily action plan. It's so important to break down your goals into SMART, actionable steps. One of the biggest mistakes people make is setting these wide, overreaching, broad goals. And then when they don't achieve them, they get frustrated and discouraged when really the goal they set really wasn't attainable in the first place. So don't set yourself up for failure by doing that. And then also, you want to set up systems to track your progress. Goal advancement means nothing if you're not actually tracking the progress and making sure that you're on your way to achieving the goals that you've set. And then lastly, investing in the tools and resources that you need to achieve those goals. All right, our very last goal, and this is something that I think might sound very simplistic, but I think it's something that we forget to do as an adult. And that is going to be investing in your own happiness. Now, I can remember when I was a kid, we used to have this thing in school called a happy note, where the goal of the day was to be on your best behavior so that at the end of the day, you could be the student who received the happy note. I can remember like the joy of my life was getting this piece of paper with a smile on it. And that just set the tone for the rest of my day, for the week, and for everything. Somewhere along the lines, when we become adults, we lose that sense of ambition for happiness. Instead, we're looking at being successful, being prosperous, being beneficial, all these things that are important, but it's important to achieve happiness along the way. So the simple start here is to first ask yourself, what makes me happy? That is a very powerful question. Now notice this is not the same as what makes me successful, what makes me money, what should I be doing? Now, they may be overlapping and there may be some, similarities or, commonality there, but really ask yourself, what genuinely makes me happy? And then from that space, ask yourself, what am I doing to actually move forward towards that? A recent story that happened to me on Friday, I had concert tickets to go see Mary J. Blige. I love Mary J. Blige. I have loved Mary for like forever and a day. I purchased the tickets way in advance, like 2 months ago. And I almost didn't go to the concert because I had an overwhelming week. And I was thinking, I'm just not really feeling this. I'm going to do a resale on the tickets. But no, I decided to actually go to the concert. I called up one of my really good friends from high school, a friend I've had for over 30 years, and she and I went to this concert. And when I tell you we had the most amazing time, I am so happy that we did that. And that's what really got me thinking, like, when's the last time I really felt like happy like this? Just joy, just, carefree, and just without the weight of the world on my shoulders. So I am so happy I did that. So I encourage you to find those moments of joy for yourself. Carve out those moments, make those moments in your life. So start this week. Your simple start on this week is asking the question and identifying what makes you happy and then moving forward towards that in your day-to-day life. All right, so to recap, these are the things we need to invest in 2025 to make us have a prosperous and better year. Ladies, stop putting yourself last and start finding time to invest in yourself and making yourself priority. My overall call for action for you this week, and I want you to be honest and stick true to this, I want you to pick at least one of these areas to focus on. Pick one area out of the 5 we just talked about. Pick one of them to focus on and be very strategic in accomplishing at least one of the goals that we set in this particular area. Okay, ladies, thanks so much for joining me on this LinkedIn Live lunch edition. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.